All right, guys. So quick video today on what do I look for in a coin. Thank you, Ali, for asking the question. I think it's a really relevant topic to talk about. So there's a few key things that I would look for in any coin. And what I will say is before I do any investment, I go into a lot of depth into the coin because at the end of the day, the plays that I make right now, I do 10x plays. So if I'm investing 10,000, then I'm looking to turn that into 100K. So it's worth spending the time to actually do in-depth research to figure out if it's a worthwhile investment or not. Because what I'm seeing and hearing all the time is there's a lot of cryptocurrency professionals out there and they will be jumping on this is the next coin, hype, hype, hype. And all of a sudden you get blinded by the lights, you see the shiny tool and you jump towards it and you're like, great, this is the next coin I'm in because X, Y, and Z told me that this is the next best thing. If I ever hear of any coin that piques my interest, I will go away and do my own research because I've only got myself to blame if it doesn't go the way that I want it to. But I know that if I do the in-depth research, then 9 times out of 10, it leads to the way that I want to because it's an informed decision rather than based on what Tom, Dick and Harry has told you down the road, which has proven to be probably not that effective from what I've seen. So let's start from one of the main things. So the first thing that I look for right now in 2018 is utility within a coin. So last year or the years before have all been about speculation. So coins that don't have a real world user case right now, people are purely hoping that they will come to some form of value. So I was looking at a coin this morning called DAV, which is based on Internet of Things devices for driverless cars. That's great. It's a really good coin for the future. Does it have real world user case in this moment right now? No, it doesn't have any utility and capacity to be used immediately. Therefore, is the value of the coin going to increase in the short term or the long term? Because I'm looking for what's my quickest path to cash right now. And it's coins that actually have real world user case. So I'll name 2 coins right now that I've invested in, and this is not advice, and I'm not telling you to go and invest. I will talk about 2 coins and why to give you a real world understanding. The first was OMG, also known as Oh My's Go. Now that coin had 50,000 users of the actual product before they integrated the coin into it. So it was an established company with users, an actual real world user case, which was actually being rolled out and utilized in the moment. And then they simply created a coin and rolled it into it. That's why Oh My's Go, I don't know if any of you know of it. That's why it's increased hundreds and hundreds of percent because it can be used immediately. Another coin at ICO stage, it's got 2 days left, I believe, is Rentberry. Rentberry right now has 224,000 users in the US of their product. They've already been established as a business. They've been around for a number of years now. Therefore, if they introduce a coin into it, it's got real world user case, it's got utility. These are the types of coins that will skyrocket immediately, rather than looking at coins with the hope that it's a speculative play and in 5 years' time they might be used for Internet of Things devices or whatever 3D printing, mining on the moon, whatever's next. Those coins will take time to go up. So you can play in them now, but for me, it's the quickest path to cash, and that's not one of them. The next thing that I really look for is who is behind the product? Who's the team? Now, you'll see that there's many different people that are involved in these projects. So I want to look at what's their past success. Have they run successful companies in the past? Where have they come from right now? Who are they part of? Were they perhaps from Google, or have they had blockchain involvement? I've seen that Davcoin had a lot of people that initially got involved with Ethereum. So what is their background and how many people have they got working on it? If it's a Mickey Mouse one, they have a few people. If it's an established coin and they believe it's going to go somewhere, prime example, Rentberry, there's 23 people in the team. 23 people. So imagine how much input is going into creating and making this work. Whereas other coins might just have a couple of developers with the hope that it goes somewhere. So there's it's really worth looking into the team and their backgrounds. And a useful site for that, like you can jump on LinkedIn. If you actually go on, I think it's Rate My Coin or something, you can see everything's linked in there. So the GitHub, Facebook, Twitter accounts, Telegram, you've got all these things integrated into one platform, so it's easier to navigate through and do your research into the company. There's a number of other things that I won't go into that you can also look for, like how many coins are going to be released and what percent are they releasing, what's the roadmap, so what they're actually going to do with the coin, what's the future projects that are being planned. But just a word of warning, do your research, because there's a number of coins that are scams out there and people have lost a lot of money. And that's purely because they haven't done their due diligence. If you want to take this seriously and you want to create generational wealth, then take it seriously as if you are about to create generational wealth. But if it's just a bit of a game, then you're probably better off going to play roulette because your chances are higher of succeeding. The market is volatile. There's a lot of coins that are dying out there because they've got no real world user case and they're not run and promoted by the right people. So there's a couple of things to think about. I don't want to overwhelm you, but if you do have any other specific questions, shoot them in the comments below and I'm happy to answer them. Appreciate your time, and this is the last week, as I've said, so if you do have any questions, then fire through with any and I will do what I can to give you some guidance. Appreciate your time, guys.